Happy Saturday, everybody. James, can you hear me? It said mute minded, or is that just not? Am I muted? Okay, cool. All right. Happy Saturday. Real talk with Reese in the building. I'm back. I know y'all missed me because I missed you. So listen, first of all, I woke up on a Saturday that was Saturdaying, and I was like, I had to smell my candle. This is the 8,000 Nerves, the sensual, make you feel good candle. Yeah, I had to go there this morning. So, all right, I needed that. Listen, I have a super amazing guest today, and I'm going to get into her. We're going to have her on here dropping her jewels. And you've heard of Dr. Aria Watkins because she's been on here before and you loved her. So I brought her back on demand from you guys. So you better be tuned in and ready to hear from her. I got to catch you up. So, what has Real Talk with Reese been doing? A lot. And I have been growing through what I was going through. That's what I've been doing. I've been growing, and growing. I was like, okay, this is my season to grow. The seeds are being planted, I'm being watered and growing. That's what's happening right now. So I gotta really give you a little background. We know that the last show was pretty intense because I had to tell you about where everything was going on with the grief and everything like that. And so you already know how I am functioning and flowing through and growing through that, right? Serious situation that is actually transforming my life right now. And it's actually transforming in a very positive way. However, you got to be ready for the storm. If you want to see that sunshine, you got to be ready for the storm. And most of the time we aren't, right? We're not ready. We think we're ready until it hits. And then you sitting there and you're like, So what Real Talk with Reese wants to do is to make sure you can be prepared. I want to prepare people. I want to enhance the lives that I can touch to tell you and help you be prepared because preparation is how you get through life, period. You want to prepare as much as you can. You don't want to prepare for bad things to happen. Absolutely not. But what you're preparing for is to get your mind and your mental state of being and your physical state of being in a place that can withstand the storm, right? So one of the things uh I was going through some notes and cleaning up some things, and I had wrote this down, and I thought literally I actually got out the shower and I was looking for something else, and this literally opened up to this page of something I had wrote down, and I thought I think I need to share this, and it was something that I was talking to myself about. And it's everything is working out for my highest good. And out of each experience I go through, only good will come to me. I am safe, I am protected, and I am loved. And you are. Everything is working out for your own good. Um, I got to tell you about yesterday. So I'm all about making the day what the day is going to be, right? And the other day, I woke up not Saturday, it was Tuesday. And I had one of those moments of, you know what? What's going on right now? Like, what is really happening? And the reason is because last week I was carjacked. Okay. I was carjacked. Like, can't make this stuff up, right? I cannot make this up. I literally was carjacked and literally fought and felt like at that moment, am I gonna live to the next day? But I'm gonna tell you something. Internally, I knew I was. I cannot explain that to you guys. That was a super scary situation. But internally, I knew I was going to make it on the other side of that. It was an awful feeling. I went through it right after I had just had this amazing energy. I felt like I was coming back to Reese. Like Real Talk with Reese was here. She was moving and grooving. I was feeling great. And then boom, here comes this super crazy moment of being carjacked. I literally can put that on one of my list of testimonials that I never wanted to put on there, right? So the next day I had to fly to Houston. I went to Houston And I just look at how life is designed, and it's funny. I had to go because it was my one of my closest friends' 50th birthday celebration. So it was already planned, it was already paid for. I was not about to call her with my drama because I don't believe in putting negative energy on other people and say, "Hey, I'm not coming because I got carjacked and I'm all over the place." And I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to the plan. I'm gonna stick to the plan that was already there. What was the odds that I would go through this carjacking traumatic situation and the next day be on a flight to Houston and was around the most amazing women with the most amazing energy, and we had a great time. I literally got on that plane and I left that trauma behind me. I enjoyed the moment. I didn't get off that plane talking about nothing about that carjacking. I got off the plane and it was in great energy. Houston don't owe me anything at all. I had a ball, and the energy that surrounded me was beautiful. We all were just having a great time. I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And I thought about that when I got back off the plane and reality hit me again. And I was like, wow, I needed that energy so I didn't get stuck in that energy that could have came from that carjacking, right? So it showed me that life is preparing you for some things. And so this Tuesday, I said that to say, Tuesday when I got out, I took a cold shower meditating. I got out the shower and I said, you know what? You know what, God? You know what? I'm gonna need a little bit of extra light to shine down on me right now. I am feeling some kind of energy that I don't want to feel because I know that I create my own journey. Right now, I'm having a tough time creating the journey I want at this moment. I'm just gonna need a little glimmer of like, but it was like when you say these things, when I said that, I believed I was getting ready to get that light. I said it, I said what I need. You have to be intentional about it. As soon as I get out the shower, I get a phone call from one of my closest friends. Shout out to Triple O Street Lotto in Atlanta. And he calls me and was like, "What's up, Reese?" He was like, I need you to do me a favor. Schuler King, yes, Schuler King. Everybody knows Schuler King. Super amazing comedian, very popular around the world, millions of followers. He's been on Wild and Out. He's been in several movies. I mean, accolades, his list of accolades go on and on, and he is actually funny. He's super funny. He's like, Schuler King is gonna be in Cleveland, and I'm gonna need you to host him. Can you do that? I know you're busy. Can you work with him? He was like, I want to throw you something out, you know what I'm saying, help you with your energy. I know you're going through something. He was like, but hey, I want to give you this plug. So he was like, he gonna need some things, and I just want to know if you can help him out. Of course. I'm like, wait, what? You texted me Shooter King's direct number and put me in the group chat to tell me to make sure he's good when he gets to Cleveland. Like, that's a super amazing opportunity, right? So I was like, of course. And then I sat back and after we talked and shared some things, and I thought, I asked for some light and I said I need it right now. And I literally got something positive because the way I function, I think laughter it motivates me. Vibration is everything. I needed to vibrate higher. I needed to change my vibration. And who is going to change your vibration? Shooter King would definitely do that because he's funny. And so I just wanted to say, as we go on and talk about things, be intentional. It is super important to be intentional. And then you really, really, really have to watch what is going on in life is for you. Now, I had just changed, and if you follow me on Instagram, I had 3,000 posts. I deleted everything off my page because I knew I was moving into a new space of growth into where I'm supposed to be going to the next level. Because I'm the level that I'm reaching and the heights that I'm getting ready to touch is amazing. It's huge. And I knew that. So I was preparing myself, cleared the poll page out, and started focusing just on Reese. As soon as that happened, we had the carjacking, we had that, and I thought, sit back and think about what's going on. You're literally focusing on you and growing into a place where you're ready to meet the new levels that you know are sitting there waiting on you. I can touch them, I can feel them. I been preparing for that. And then I thought about someone that is a good friend of mine, but also has really tapped in as well to her power, to her authentic energy, to who she is. And that was one of the things that I have been meditating on. I only want people in my circle, in my space, that are growing to the levels that I am going to. And I tapped into and I started paying attention to Ari with the audacity and the things that she was talking about. And first of all, Ari with the audacity, just listen to that. Like, that is, I just love that title. I love that name. I love that movement. It's a movement. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my circle is amazing right now. And we're definitely tapping into similar energies of new levels. And her message is so powerful that I can feel it and I'm living it. And I'm blessed to be able to have that around me. And who else did I want to bring back to Real Talk with Reese than somebody with that energy? Because the where we going, y'all want to go. So I have to introduce to you Ari with the audacity. She is our guest today, Dr. Ariel Watkins. Her movement is amazing. And it's amazing because it's what the world needs and where we all need to be. And if we tap into the energy and the way that she's moving, we all can win. We're never gonna lose. So Ari with the audacity, welcome to Real Talk with Reese. How you doing today, girl?
Hello, Reese. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Happy Saturday. Um, I love being on your show, and I want to thank you for having me today. Definitely. Let's talk about leveling up. I'm all about it. You're getting ready, you're stepping into your power. I'm stepping in mine. And that's where we all need to be headed. You know,
Absolutely.
it's not
What
for the weak, though. It's not for the weak.
no, it's not. And can you tell us what made you come up with that super powerful, energetic name of your movement? Ari with the audacity.
So, hey guys, I'm Dr. Ariel Watkins, but on TikTok, I am known as Ari with the Audacity. So, Ari with the Audacity, guys, was born out of years of me living as a people pleaser, me shrinking myself, born out of years of living a life less than what I deserved, born out of listening to what other people said about me and wearing that as my identity. So, Ari with the Audacity is a leap, a bound in the right direction, and it is becoming a movement. I chose TikTok as my platform because there's over 3 billion people on that platform. And so, what I do is I talk with women and now men, because I have a lot of men who are beginning to follow. I talk with them about not shrinking yourself, stop apologizing, let's live unapologetically, and let's live the life we were truly meant to be. So we talk about everything from healing the inner child all the way up to today. I'm getting ready to talk about setting goals for yourself and how to protect those goals. So that's Ari with the Audacity, guys, on TikTok. Spelled just like it sounds. ARI with the Audacity.
Awesome. That is so major. When I was talking about clearing out my page and my social media and like deleting a lot of things because I was stepping to a new level, that is exactly one of the reasons why. People pleaser was me. And it wasn't I definitely knew who I was, but also because I have a willingness to make it's a gift. I have a gift to make people feel good. But also, you can do that to the point where you lose yourself because you're constantly, because you know you can, because I know that I have a gift that I can touch you, say something that can take you to the next level. I started pouring and pouring into everybody else. And I'm like, wait a minute, my cup is empty. And literally not focusing on me. And the minute that I started not worrying about what anybody else was going to think, like not paying attention to, oh, I don't want to cuss, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to do this, I want to worry about if I'm too big, too small. I don't care. I'm going to be real talk with Reese, and it feels so good to literally just focus on me and where I want to go. Everybody has their own place, and I totally understand the people pleaser thing. What how is that working for you right now?
You mean letting go of people pleasing?
Yes.
Let me tell you, I am on top of the world. So I'm going to tell you real quick, little short story. So last weekend, and I was with you last weekend,
Yes, you were.
in
You were one
Houston,
of those
Texas.
amazing women I was with.
Yeah, so it was such a blessing and it came as a surprise, but I'm grateful for it. So one of the things I used to struggle with so much, Reese, was other people's opinions. I could, let's say I put something on I want to wear. I would have to check with everybody around me. What are they thinking? What do they feel? What are they, how do I look? So last weekend, we remember when we got ready to go out, everybody was wearing black or some variation of pink. Well, I didn't get the memo. So I was wearing denim shorts and a blue top, you know. And one of the ladies in the group, and I don't think she meant any harm, but we have to be mindful and careful of this. She came to me and a couple times she kept trying to suggest, well, I have this and I have that that you could wear. And I'm like, no, it's okay. And then finally she said, I have a black top and black leggings that you could wear so that you could blend in. And those words blend in was like a slap in the face to me.
Yes.
Blend in is what I used to try to be. I don't want to blend in. I'm happy to stand out. So letting go of people pleasing, guys, it's a superpower. It propels you forward because it's not a chain that binds me anymore. I really don't care to be liked. I mean, of course, we all want people to respect us. We want friends. We want community. You know, right, Tanya? But I used to live to be liked, and just letting go of that, it's like a weight. And now my little, my not little, but my big balloon can just soar. I'm only getting
Yes.
started.
I love this, Ari. I love this version of you. It is amazing. Let's talk about new levels. How what what do you think is one of the key components of when you want to tell yourself, I am ready to get to a new level, leveling up to become the woman that I want to be in life?
I'll be honest, Reese. Um, one of the main components, and this is sometimes overlooked. A lot of times people want to change and they want this, they want that, and they're thinking about all these big, huge events. I want to win the lottery. I want a new car. I want love in my life. I want to buy that house. But the real change is very subtle, but it's a pivotal moment. You have to actually decide to let the old person die. That's one of the main components. If you can't let go of yesterday, if you can't say goodbye to who you were, you will never step in to who you are trying to be, the person where you're headed. You can't step into the future if you've got one foot in the past. And that is, my opinion, and in my experience, one of the major components in making this change, in leveling up.
That's, I mean, very well said. You have to let go of who you were. You have to let go. If your goal is to go to a new level and you know where that new level is. You know what I think a lot of mistakes that people are making is they say, I'm about to go to this new level. I'm about to do, but they don't even have a plan. What is that new level? What does that mean? And how you don't even know what your new level is. People associate new level with money. Money is, you can make money and have money today and not have it tomorrow. But my new level is internal. Your new level is inside. How you think, move, how you function, your mental well-being. That is the new level. And that's leveling up. So
Absolutely, Tanya. You know, that's what it is. A lot of people, you know, and I used to be one of those people. I'll just go ahead and air my dirty laundry and just admit
yeah,
it. I used to
this
always
is
be like,
all, this stage is for you today. So
ah,
give it to us all. We want it all.
ah. Well, I used to think, oh, you know, if I just made more money. And then what happened is I made more money, and I was the same. I wasn't different. The
Mhm.
change is subtle, the change is internal. Okay. One of the things I talk about on Ari with the Audacity, guys, I go live every single day, is there are three major things that you have to own in order to level up. There's three major things that you have to own to stop being a people pleaser, stop being a doormat. Being a people pleaser is a symptom of a deeper rooted issue. The main things that people are dealing with when they're people pleasing, when they're being a doormat, when they're believing that something outside of themselves is going to be the level up, it's because three little things. And I share this with my audience every day, and I'll share it with you guys. So write this down. First thing, you don't know yourself. I am going to venture to say that 90% of the people that you are walking past every day, I don't care what degree they have, I don't care how old they are, I don't care what they're driving, I don't care what they're living, they do not know themselves. I'm not even going to say, oh, I don't know who needs to hear this, because you need to hear it. The second thing, they don't love themselves. Okay? We were all raised, most of us were raised to believe that you should always put somebody else's needs ahead of yourself. If you, how dare you think of what you might need, because it's just selfish. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So people don't love themselves, Reese. I've been there. And the third thing that I like to share with people is not only do you not know yourself or love yourself, is you don't trust yourself. If you trusted yourself, prime example, last weekend, the old me, the woman, the nice girl that I had to let die would have said, "Oh, well, this girl's trying to be nice, and she just wants me to blend in with everybody, and maybe I should just take the clothes." I had to say goodbye to her because now I trust myself as a sovereign woman that I am. I trust myself. I knew that I had my shorts on and my top, and I looked effing fantastic. And nobody was going to tell me anything different. So, knowing yourself, loving yourself, and trusting yourself, those are also, Reese, those are key components to leveling up. But people want to start at the top. I urge you, start at the bottom. You have to climb. Because if you're up that high with no foundation, think about how far you can fall.
Exactly. It's
Period.
about really looking at one of the things that's pretty big that you were saying is uh, it if you are a people pleaser, if you are always worried about what someone else thinks, that's coming from somewhere, and that's you need to know where that's coming from. You
Yeah.
have to understand where that's coming from if you're going to make peace with that and put it to rest. You've got to know where that's coming from. You have to be honest. And that's a big thing that a lot of us don't want to do. We don't want to go back into the childhood trauma. We don't want to go back into the horrible relationship and why we allow ourselves to stay in a place that we knew was not good for us. But that's coming from somewhere. And it's okay to, because a lot of people don't want to say, well, you know what? I didn't have the best mother. Because you don't want to make your mother feel bad about it. Guess what? She'll be okay. Or your father. They'll be okay. Have that conversation, and it's not making them feel bad. It's allowing them to understand what happened to you, you digesting it, and then making peace with letting it go. You have to do that. You can't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to be amazing today. I think I'm going to change," and not even deal with what was making you be that person. There's a reason you have to, there's a reason people go to therapy, a reason people um, have to get help, seek help, because sometimes you can't do it yourself, which is why I think what you are doing in your movement is amazing because people need to hear people like you who tell the truth. I love listening to All Right with the Audacity because you are so brutally honest, and that's what we need. We need to stop pretending like you haven't been hurt by something and get you not perfect. It's okay. As long as you move and grow through it. It's so important. It may sound cliche, but it is so real. You've got to grow from what you went through. If you don't learn that lesson, it's just like with people with bad relationships. You keep picking the same man over and over because you didn't learn the lessons from the last one and hit you over the head. Now you're gonna let another one hit you over the head, and
Yeah.
you're not learning the lesson and understanding, which is loving yourself. Like, I,
Absolutely, Tanya. I something you said I want to piggyback on. You talked about, you get out of one bad relationship and they run right into another one, right? Well, that's a lack of awareness. And I remember the day when I realized that I've been walking around wanting to make more money, wanting to drive a better car, wanting to live over here, wanting to be married, wanting to have children. The main things that we need in life are free. The first step for me, and I'm going to venture to say, I think for everyone, you have to gain an awareness. You have to know what you don't know. Do you know what I mean? First of
absolutely.
all, if you're going from bad relationship to bad relationship, you have to have an awareness that you're doing that. Half of the people that are walking around you, more than half, 90% of the people that you're walking past, it could be your boss, could be your supervisor, it's your mother, it's your father, it's your sister, it's your brother, it's the girl at the grocery store, it's the person that you're watching on YouTube, who you think has it all together. Those people have no awareness that they're living out of a program, right? Most people aren't making decisions. They're just, okay, for example, okay,
Ooh,
Tanya, have you ever driven somewhere and when you got there, you was like, wait, I don't even remember the drive
yeah,
because you're on autopilot, right?
yeah,
Half the people, 90%, they're on autopilot. They're not making real decisions. So I would say start with an awareness, like take an inventory of your life. If you're ready to level up, I'm very honest with myself. So guys, Tanya, can I share an activity with your audience?
absolutely.
So guys, I do something every day called rants, okay? I can be at work, I can be sitting in my car at lunch. You know how you're sitting somewhere and you're doing something, but you have these thoughts in the back of your head, okay? That's called back chat. What I do is, and sometimes it's hard, I write all those thoughts out. I take a look on paper at what I'm thinking about. That helps me to gain an awareness, okay? I was doing it this morning before I went live here with Reese, and here's my list. These are, I don't know if you can see it, but I don't want you to see it because it's private. But just get a sheet of paper and start writing out the thoughts that you're having. Take a look at what's inside your head, okay? Get it
Yeah,
out on paper. I think that's a good way for anybody who wants to level up to get started. But Reese, I would venture to say if they want to level up, they already have some level of awareness because you know you need to level up.
yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah,
and one of the signs is that you will feel yourself having major things happening around you, things in your life. That, to me, those are signs that, okay, there's something that I am changing. I'm getting ready to go to a new level. This is the thing. I think that we have to also watch that, because sometimes that new level is not the right way to go. You have to really make sure that are you should you be going the route that you're going to, because you have to decide what that new level is. And I think what you said, I every day I journal. It's just a way for me to get my thoughts. When I wake up in the morning, I tell myself what day I'm gonna have. I like what you said about just getting your thoughts out. Just what am I thinking right now? I'm definitely going to add that to my writing, because that is really powerful. Like, that really hit me. Just what's coming out of your head right now, and then you can go back and look at that, and then I try to and then redirect what you want your day to look like. It's up to you, I believe, 1,000% to create your journey. We create
absolutely.
it. We create it.
Absolutely. We do. We do. We are the creators of our lives. And a lot of people are walking around, Tanya, and they feel powerless, not realizing the power that they have. So we live in a world system where basically we think that if we don't have money, we don't have power. Now, having money does give you a level of power, and we have to make money or we'll die, right? Because that's the world, that's the system that we live under. But if people start to realize, like, you have the power to choose your own thoughts. You don't
Hmm.
have to think something just because it falls into your head. I give an example. For me, as recent as 2 weeks ago, I would hear the word AI, artificial intelligence, and I was just like, oh God. I would suddenly start to feel overwhelmed. I don't understand that. What is that? And my thoughts were coming from my program, which is, oh, this is new. Oh, it seems hard. Oh, you don't understand it. Just give up. Just block it out. Just ignore it. And so what I did was I wrote all that out. And so for the past week, I have been going hard. And when I tell you, I
Yeah.
could almost teach a course on AI and how to use it to level up your business, how to use it to level up your life. So, and that's exactly what I'm getting prepared to do with Ari with the Audacity, because I'm about bringing resources and knowledge to people. People say knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power, and it's never been power. Knowledge applied is power. You can know something all day long, but if you're not doing, and I tell people, knowing is doing. If you ever talk to somebody, Tanya, I know you talk to people where you're telling them something and they're like, I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And you
I
know,
always tell people, I stop them. I say, no, you didn't. Knowing is doing. Stop saying I know. That's just a program. You obviously don't know it. Because if you knew it, it would be a part of you and you'd be walking in that direction in full speed, you know?
yes,
So, like
absolutely.
now, I know AI is the way for me. Like I know it's a tool I can use. So there's no more hesitation about it now.
That's good. That's really good. And I think a lot of people were intimidated with AI, and we automatically thought just as though it's going to take over us, it's going to take over the world, it's going to make us replace everybody. And you have to pay attention. You make these tools and these things either work for you or not work for you. That's your choice. But you do have to do what you said, inquire about what is going on. It's something that you feel like this is not good. Learn about what it really is so you can know all sides of it, if it's positive or negative, if it's for you or not for you. But again, the biggest thing that you just said that I think everybody needs to write down, put it on their wall. Knowledge is not power if you have not applied the knowledge. It's just what faith is works without faith is nothing. Like if you want to have, you can have faith all you want. You can sit there because I believe my superpower is faith. But it's because but I know I have to go out and create. I have the faith that things are going to work out for me, but I'm going to create the plan to make it work. I'm not going to just sit there and go, I have faith. It is my superpower, but I don't sit there and go, I have faith. Everything's going to get better. I do believe that. I know that because I'm born from greatness. I am great. So I know I can't lose. But I also know that there are times, and I'm going through one of those times in my life to reach I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. I hit a plateau and I know that, and that's pretty major. I think people need to really reflect and look. I had goals. I got the degrees, the master's degrees, the whatever, moving, ranked up high in corporate, made the six figures, and I was living a life. Okay, I did that already. I was stuck, I plateaued. And so sometimes life to shake you up. If you are
Yeah.
someone that is about vibrations, energy, and knowing that I want to continue to rise, I don't want to stay. When I get to that new level that I'm headed to, guess what? There's a new level on top of that one. I am going to continue. So I had to be shaken up. You have to look at your life when you have these things that are happening to you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's happening for you because if you are that person and you have put the work in to understand how to love yourself, if you truly love yourself, you're not going to allow yourself to fail. You're
No.
not going to allow yourself to stay in the same place. You love yourself too much. You know that you deserve the best and you deserve what you think is the best. And we have to determine that individually, not the world and not the expectations of the world. That's where you get messed up. Oh, you're successful if you're a multi-millionaire driving this car, have a white picket fence with all your children. No, you determine what is your level of happiness and your level of success and your level of fulfillment. That's where you really
Absolutely.
need to start.
Absolutely, Tanya. I totally agree. And but you know what? I'll go back to something I said earlier just to piggyback on what you're saying. I think in order for people to do what you're talking about, they have to know themselves, okay? I'm just gonna share a piece of my experience with knowing yourself. So I met a friend recently, and he's just in a habit of going out every night, you know. And I'm not judging him. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. But he's the youngest person in his friends group, and he goes out every single night. Okay, and
Okay.
he hangs out with these groups of guys, and he often talks about, oh, I'm the same old guy I was in high school, the same old guy.
Mm.
So I challenged him recently. That's the thing about me. If I come into your life, I don't mean to, but I'm just a disruptor. And so I challenged,
I love
but
it.
in a loving way, I challenged him. Why in the world would you want to be the same guy that you were in high school? Most of us in high school were heavily, I know I was, steeped in being liked, being accepted. Guess what? High school's over, you graduated, it's done. Nobody cares, right? You should not be the same person you were in high school today. So he is hanging out with these group of men every day because he doesn't know himself. Oftentimes, Tanya, people are looking for themselves in the reflection of somebody else's face, not realizing that the person you're looking at don't even know who they are.
Mm.
So, knowing yourself, guys, let me tell you, it is not for the weak. Am I talking to anybody today? Tanya, let me tell you something. When I really decided that it was time to get to know myself, if you want to rise, if you want to step forward, you've got to know who you are. When I really decided that it was time, the first thing I noticed is that it got real quiet. If you're surrounded by people and you always feel good and you always got somebody to kiki in your face, you do not know yourself. Majority of the people that are on a path to know exactly who they are and to level up, that is, it's a lonely journey. And I'll be honest with you, and I tell people, don't start this journey if you don't want to be by yourself sometimes. If
Yes.
you got to constantly have somebody keying in your face 24/7, if you always got to have somebody around you, just continue to be a people pleaser so you won't be lonely. But once you start to let go of some of these habits, things are going to start to unravel slowly. And I found myself, Tanya, especially this year, I would say this has been one of the loneliest years of my life. Um, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. Cause not, it took a minute to make the shift. But now that I look deeper, like, think about it. When you plant a seed in the ground, that seed is by itself. It sits there in the dark, right? Those roots have to grow down through the soil before that thing ever pushes up through the soil and you can see that it's a plant, it's a tree. And that's one of the parts of the journey that people have got to be prepared for. And I feel charged to say this because we can't sit up here and talk about leveling up without letting people know, like, you might be by yourself for a while.
Oh, big time. My my circle is like this now.
Yeah.
And and this is the thing, and I tell people, and I try to say this when I have an opportunity, because I know some people are feeling disconnected and hurt or feeling, oh, she's acting funny. And it's not. I'm not mad at you. I don't dislike you. But at this point of my life, I'm going somewhere that I cannot take your energy with me. I'm going to a place where you more than likely aren't going to even really like being around me anyway, because we're not going to have like a vibration where we're going to vibrate together on the same level. We're also are not like-minded souls anymore. And so I honestly my circle is so small because and it's I really can only tolerate people that are serious about leveling up in life. Like literally serious about it, and I can see it. Not someone telling me that. You can't just tell me that you're going to do it. I need to see the growth because I want to grow from you. I want to be able to offer you something, Ari, that could help you in your life. And I don't want you to just be a friend of mine that doesn't help me. We all need that person that we can call and say, hey. mm, I might need a little pick me up. This is how I'm feeling. What you have any thoughts about this? You have a good book. I want somebody to read books that has something
You know
that they
I
can
always
offer
got a
to
good
me.
book, Tanya.
Yeah, you always. She got 799,000 books. She reads 45 books a day. So I always know that I can get a book from you. Listen, when my car got jacked, why was one of the things that hurt me so bad was the books that I lost that were in my car. Like I my car was just I always keep my Bible, I call it my Bible, my notebook, because thoughts come in my head. I write things down. I had just had a major download over the last couple of months that I was writing some major things down. Why that was taken from me, we'll talk about that another day because I'm sure I'll know why. But I was so hurt from my books. I was so sad from my notebook that it was lost. I didn't care about the jewelry that I had in there, and I had some very nice jewelry. I was sick over my notebook and my books because that's the level I'm at. Like I don't care about some superficial jewelry. I cared about my growth and the things that I have been, take the levels that I was taking and my plan that I had been writing. But guess what? I realized I'm supposed to rewrite that plan. I
You
was
are.
supposed
But
to rewrite that plan.
I want to piggyback on something you said. So we're talking about leveling up, right? And you know, and I know that people think, oh, if I could just get this amount of money. What people don't realize, Tanya, you said something. You said when I got carjacked, the thing that bothered me the most wasn't the jewelry, right? What bothered her the most was the book sitting on her front seat. Let me tell you why that bothered you the most. And you already know this, but let's share it with the audience. Because somebody might be sitting there thinking, a book? Really? Here's why. Every time you're reading that book, you're pouring into you, right? People don't realize you are your most valuable possession. You really are currency. Okay? You can get another piece of jewelry, but we can't get another Tanya, right? If Tanya wastes 10 years, or if somebody wastes 10 years of their lives and you don't read any books, you don't make any new friends, you don't level up, you don't try nothing new, that is a life wasted. Like your brain is a muscle, like it will literally atrophy if you do not place new. People want to level up. Here's another key: you got to get new ideas. If
Mm,
how you going to get new ideas? You're not going to get them hanging around the same people you've been hanging around with since high school and college. And one of my new rules, Tanya, all relationships, it's got to be an even energy exchange.
yes.
Like with
Yes.
you, I know that when I call you, you're going to keep it real with me. You're going to be like, girl, no. You're not going to tell me what I want to hear. And you already know I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear.
No, you're not.
I never, 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 never. But that to me is the type of friendship that is worth building. You know, so yeah, you're gonna lose some people in the process, and it's gonna be a time where you're gonna be planted as that little seed in the dark by yourself. But when you come out of that, you gotta start being careful with your energy because your energy is your currency. And the reason why it hurt you so bad to lose that book is because you're building something, you're leveling up, and you know that book was full of new thoughts and new ideas for you that's going to carry Tanya into newness, you know? So I just want to bring that point out.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I had a thought, I don't know, it just popped in my head when you were talking, but it was I look at life like it's a mirror.
Hmm.
I look at life and I'm looking in the mirror because I often look in my mirror in the morning and talk to myself because I like to see myself and have a conversation with myself. Sometimes it's you could just sit in a room or you can sit at the car, you can sit at the park, but it's to me a little more powerful when you're actually having that conversation, looking at yourself. And I look in the mirror and I was looking, I'm going, if my life is hard, and I believe it's hard, it's gonna be hard. I've got to look it because it's life is a mirror. I'm mirroring what I want. So I look at myself, and when I am having a moment, I'm changing that smile, I'm changing that energy. Life is a mirror. We have to how our thought process and what we put into ourselves, reading those books that can give me and open my awareness. right? You talk about awareness. You have to have an awareness of what is in your thought process because we've been programmed. We've been programmed to think a certain way. You were raised a certain way, especially if you were raised by the old school parents. And nothing wrong with them, but we're in a new time, a new world, new levels. And we were programmed over and over again to be a good person means that you do good things for good people, and then you're gonna get it back. But it never taught say, do that for yourself first. You know, like when you're on the plane and they say put the oxygen mask on your face first before you try to help somebody else. That's what you
Mic
got to do
drop.
in life. You got to put that oxygen mask on your face first. You got to save yourself first. Work on yourself before you worry about anything else that's going on in your life, before you worry about your money, your man, your friends. How are you feeling? Reprogram your thoughts. Because if we're doing the same things over and over again, is because we are stuck in the programming that's already in us. And you are really good about talking about being programmed and how to reprogram. What is something, I know that's a big topic and that's a lot to tell somebody in a couple of minutes. But if there was a way somebody can say, well, how do I start to reprogram? What would be a tip that you can give someone?
Okay, reprogram. I would say don't start with the idea that you want to reprogram yourself because that is so vast. I would say start simply with, okay, so obviously they have an awareness already because they're asking to reprogram themselves. And guys, reprogram yourself. That's just a fancy way of saying be different than you currently are. Let's just say it like that, Reese. Let's break it down for everybody.
Yes, be
We
different.
don't have to use the big fancy words. We'll say break it down, right? So a computer, y'all know how computers run on programs, right? So let's say your computer is, let's say you had a computer from 1995 in your house. Okay, obviously, for you to use that computer today, you're gonna have to reprogram, which means you got to upgrade some of the programs. You got to get rid of the old, out with the old and in with the new. That's what it means. So the first thing I would start with is take an inventory. Write a list of everything that's currently going on in your life. I take a piece of paper and I put my relationships here. I put money here. I put how I'm the my looks, how I feel about how I look, and write all those thoughts out. Like for me personally, I just share something simple. So last year was really the beginning of me really starting to say, okay, I've been wanting to get my body a certain way. I've been wanting to eat healthier, but it has to come out of your mind. Thinking is not doing. I had to start thinking about it. So I started writing down, okay, what am I currently doing? So, right, I wrote my weight down. And at the time I was at a weight that I was like, oh my God. And not that weight is the end all be all, but I was like, I looked in my refrigerator. Okay, why do I have 2 bags of chips in here? Why am I eating everything in my kitchen had cheap seed oils in it? And there wasn't anything healthy in there. I was using canola oil to cook and vegetable oil, which is a big no no. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and do this. This is just an example of what I did. So, I had to, first of all, before I could reprogram myself, I had to gain an awareness of what the heck I was actually doing. I started small, y'all. I was eating erratic meals. I was eating, maybe I'm eating at 10 o'clock. Maybe I didn't eat at all. Maybe I ate 20 times a day. Maybe I ate 2 times a day. So what I did was I started out by simply, I said, I'm gonna cook whatever I want, but I'm gonna start cooking meals for myself. Quit going through the drive-throughs to get a biscuit for breakfast. And then I was stopping guys to get 45 ounces of Dr. Pepper. I'm really embarrassed to say that. So the first thing you want to do, and what I had to do was I had to take inventory. A lot of people are afraid to see what something is. It's people out there right now that want to level up financially. Do you really think that if you won $1 million with your current financial habits, that it would change your life? No, you would be broke in a year. What you got to start with, instead of trying to start, like I said earlier, don't try to start at the top, start at the bottom. Look in your bank account today, and I don't care if it's say $2, $200, $2,000. I don't care if it's negative $200,000. Look at what a thing is. You have to look at a situation head on. So one of the things that I love about being Ari with the audacity, I never had this ability, guys, is to be okay with what something is. So many people are running around here and they want to hide it. They want to cover it up. They want to look this way. They want to look, forget all of that. Forget looking away. Try being away. The way to where you want to go is by being. It's not by looking and having people thinking that you're doing something. Nobody, guess what? Nobody's thinking about you and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm a whole doctor, guys, and I drive a paid for car. I drive a Hyundai Tucson because that thing is paid for. I don't owe anybody a dime for it, and I'm gonna drive it as long as Jesus allows me to drive it. Because I want to take my money and do something else. I don't want to spend my right now. It's not my desire to put my money into a depreciating asset. Now, if you want to do that, I'm not, like Cardi B said, I ain't telling y'all to do it. I'm just telling my story. Okay.
Okay.
Just what period. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
I
like
think
that.
so to get back to your question, Tanya, I know I can go on a tangent. I think the first thing people need to do if they want to reprogram, if they want to level up, if they want to change something, is open your eyes and look head on at what is really going on. Be real with yourself. This is real talk with Reese. We got to get real with ourselves,
Hmm.
right? You
Yeah.
can't change something that you don't see.
Hmm.
You can't control something that you don't have any awareness of. There's no way I could have started eating better and losing weight if I hadn't been brave enough to step on that scale. If I hadn't been brave enough to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Uh, no, girl, that ain't it. I had to be, you got to be honest with yourself. But so many people lie to themselves so much. That's really the, I am the disruptor. I'm sorry. Call me the disruptor. Stop lying to yourself and get honest. That's the first thing you need to do.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period.
And I think that is an amazing way to end the show is be honest with yourself. Get honest with yourself. Get honest with yourself. That was a great example. And by the way, you look amazing. I saw her transformation. So she's not just talking, she's doing. She's doing. I mean, she looks good, girl. You look good. Uh,
And you know that you were very instrumental. I'm telling you guys, I met Tanya when I was coming out of being a doormat, but I was still a doormat. And somebody with like Tanya who has the love in her heart and she holds space for people. Okay, guys. So make sure you hop on this show every week because I know she's coming with it. She coming with some love for you. And my friend, you know I love you and I appreciate God for bringing you into my life. I really do.
Thank you so much. And it was timing, right? On time, God, because it was a time. It was timing.
It
It was the
was.
perfect timing because honestly, I needed you. I needed you and didn't know it. I think you needed me and didn't know it. And
Didn't
that's
know.
why I pay attention to who's in your circle. Because when it's time for you to level up, you need somebody that's on that page. You are definitely on that page. UGD is on that page. James, the producer of the show, is totally leveling up and going to the next level. And I'm appreciate James again because he's reaching new heights, and I'm so grateful to be a part of the UGD family. So you guys need to tune in, and we will be having you back. Like I gotta have you back. Going forward, you gotta come at least once a month because the world needs you. The world needs Ari with the audacity, and your movement is beautiful, and it is so confident and it's real. One of the reasons why I call this real talk with Reese because I don't sugarcoat things anymore. Sometimes my mother gets on me about certain things. And I'm like, look, ma, I gotta keep it real. I have to say this because it's my gift to you, to the world. We can't sugarcoat things. You gotta be real because if you want to grow, if you want to go and become different, if you are not, like we said, we're not gonna talk about reprogramming. We're gonna be different.
Yeah, that's
If you
it.
dare to be different, then you've got to look at what you're doing now and just make it better, you guys. Baby steps, baby steps. Don't try to do everything overnight. Baby steps. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk with Reese. I will be back. I will let you know. I will be back next week, and I've got some amazing things coming up. Follow Ari with the Audacity on TikTok. She will bless your soul. And I mean that. Okay? Peace and love. Bye.